Hey everybody, this is going to be a quick and dirty guide to the games coming up in the second half of 2017 and beginning of 2018 that are worth looking at and ones that I could probably recommend that you avoid. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say big thanks to Xbox and Microsoft support teams for helping me out with the issues I had. It's been all resolved and it's fantastic. Big thanks to Karina from Xbox Support and Blake, Escalation Analyst at Microsoft. Thank you very much, guys. You really helped me out. And I am even a bigger fan of Xbox now than I was when this whole mess started. So let's get back into it. Start with an obvious choice here, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Whether you like Star Wars Battlefront or whether you played the first one or liked it, it did have some things in there that weren't so great. This would be a no-brainer for most people. It should be. I believe you're gonna really get your money's worth. I already pre-ordered the whatever super special overpriced edition, and I will be there on day one. This is coming out November 17th, 2017. Should be a fantastic game with absolutely stunning visuals. And the nice thing about this Star Wars Battlefront game is that it spans throughout all the different eras. So, you're not stuck at one point in history in Star Wars, or lore, rather. But you can play a whole bunch of different stuff. This is going to be very cool. I highly recommend you guys all get it, and see you at the battlefield in a Battlefront game. The second game that I would highly recommend you guys check out would be obviously Destiny 2. Whether you like other shooters, whether you played the first one or not, this is gonna be an outstanding game. It's coming out first week of September 2017. So it gives you a little bit of a time there before Star Wars Battlefront 2 comes out. You're gonna have plenty of time to get in there and do whatever you need to do before you start getting slightly bored, perhaps, or burned out, whichever the case might be, and then you just jump into Star Wars Battlefront when that comes out. Anyway, you are definitely going to get your money's worth from Destiny 2. It's an outstanding team. Bungie doing an outstanding game. You really can't go wrong with this one. Even if you don't like shooters or didn't like the first one, I still recommend you get this. You can't go wrong. Once in a while, we get a game that is really special, that doesn't uh, follow the established outlines that 9 out of 10 games out on the market, especially the AAA titles, fall into. Cuphead from Studio MDHR is one of them. It's definitely worth supporting. It looks freaking amazing. I'm gonna be playing it. I really hope it's gonna still be out in 2017. I get a feeling it's probably gonna be delayed, but I do hope that Microsoft will recognize how special this game is, and if I'm not mistaken, it is an Xbox exclusive. I hope they're gonna support the crap out of this game, and I hope we're gonna see follow-ups and perhaps DLCs or something that expand the original game. Check this game out. You're really gonna be surprised when you see what it looks like. If you ever watched people play fighting games and think, that kind of cool, feels kind of cool. Whether it's Street Fighter, whether it's Tekken, whether it's Killer Instinct. One game out of all of those that looks, in my personal opinion, by far the best is Injustice. Injustice 2 is looking completely amazing. I'm horrible at fighting games. I would still get this one if I actually had the money. Just I don't know. I'm a big sucker for really good visuals, especially now since I moved. This is gonna sound weird to a lot of people, but now that I moved from PC to Xbox for gaming, I really enjoy games that are really visually stunning. And when it comes to fighting games, Injustice 2 is by far the best looking one. Whether it's the best fighting game or not, or will be, I'm not sure. It's coming out, oh shit, May 16th. That's in like a couple days. But I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Look up the YouTube, see what's available. It's a really awesome looking fighting game. Even if you don't like fighting games, but you're thinking, it would be kind of cool to try one just to see how that is. This is probably the one you want to get. It's really good, or it's looking like it will be really good. Those who know me already know that I play a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda, and even though I haven't played the Mass Effect 2 and 3 really much, or at all for that matter, well, I played 3 just before Andromeda came out. I do feel like Mass Effect Andromeda is a fantastic game that really doesn't get enough credit. There has been some, um, I don't know, drama online from people about facial animations, which is such a minor fucking thing to bitch about that it drives me nuts. And they patched all the worst dialogues where it looked kind of odd already. I think with there was 2 patches by now that I can think of. So I would if you like sort of a space odyssey kind of stuff, you are into that kind of stuff, which I am. I love this stuff. Mass Effect Andromeda would be one that you definitely want to try. This game is already out. Came out on March 21st, 2017. The only reason why I'm mentioning it is because it got so much negative press because people just jumped on a chance to tear this fucking game apart based on some facial animations and a couple bugs that people found with the AI, where somebody went out of their way to fucking make sure that something goes wrong, and then everybody jumps on it. Whatever. I haven't seen anything weird in it. I've been playing the crap out of it for a long, long time now, and I highly recommend you check it out, despite what everybody says. It is a good game. I also want to recommend and give a little shout out to one game that's already out that some people love, some people don't, but it's Halo Wars 2. It is super hard to make an RTS game on a console that flows well and works. It's not perfect, I'm sure. There's people that have lots of things to say about it. But if you, let's say, liked or played StarCraft 2 like myself, or the first StarCraft, of any similar RTS games, which by the way stands for real-time strategy, for those that don't know. And you sort of feel like you want to check out a console version of that, Halo Wars is by far the most awesome one available right now, anyway. It's published by Microsoft Studios, and I really hope that they will allow 343 Industries and Creative Assembly to continue with this and not just develop additional chapters in the Halo Wars RTS franchise, but I really hope that they would actually develop some original franchises, RTS franchises for the Xbox. That would be fantastic. If the future is anything to judge based on the Halo 2 and Halo Wars 2, sorry, and how that worked out, it's going to be fantastic. Check it out. If you're a fan of the Old West, the Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely going to be a great game. I would highly recommend you check it out, just on the basis of how awesome the first game was, which unfortunately I didn't play very much of. And I probably will skip this one just because I'm out of cash, but I would recommend that you guys give it a go. Who knows? If I can find some money, this would be a game that I would purchase. It will be out supposedly sometime in 2017. We're already halfway through it, so I don't know. Chances are we're looking at Christmas release this year. Alright guys, so this is pretty much it as far as games that I personally would recommend that you check out in the next 6 months, pending anything that might be announced as a surprise. I would also wanted to mention sort of a honorable mention would be the Surge, which looks like it's going to be actually very cool. Uh, Timbleweed Park, which is sort of a throwback to an old adventure games from Atari ST slash 486 days. The Sierra Adventures. I don't know if anybody remembers those anymore, but those games look pretty cool. There is a lot of games that people are super excited about that I really couldn't care less about, and let's see, let's go over those as well. Okay, let's go over a couple of games that people are super excited about that I don't think they're worth it, to be honest. Prey. You know what? Looks kind of cool. If it was a $39 game, I'd probably get it. I don't think there's anything in there really that would make me want to get it, especially considering all the options I have. You know, I'd rather spend $80 on Mass Effect Andromeda than Prey, personally. What else is in there? Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands is out. I don't know why I would want to get that. Either play Gears of War or Halo or Mass Effect. I don't know. I would just skip that. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. You know, people are sort of trying to love this game so much, but really, if you look at what it is, the play style of it, and the design, you know what? I think it's crap. Sure, it's really, I don't know. I wouldn't say gory. It's kind of trying to be scary, but I don't know. I don't like it at all personally. Um, For Honor, already out for a little while. I don't even understand what the hell the big kerfuffle is about. It's a very limited game, very limited play style. Like I don't understand the fascination with For Honor at all. Crackdown 3, I'm sure it's going to be a great game. I am so done with cartoony looking crap that I will not even look at it once. I rather play Destiny 2 or the Star Wars Battlefront game or anything else for that matter, really. I'm done with that. And for the same reason, I won't even look at Sea of Thieves. And I just have zero desire to look at games that are that sort of a cartoonish style. Guardians of Galaxy that everybody that I know talks about. I don't know, not too excited at all. I don't see anything special about the game. Shadow, Middle Earth, Shadow or War. Eh, Whatever, you know, looks okay. I wish it was a different franchise. You know what? If they did the same thing, but they did this in, I don't know, Firefly or Star Wars or Star Trek or anything other than Lord of the Rings, I would probably look at it, but I'm sick and tired of Lord of the Rings. You know, that's pretty much it. I would, I'm gonna pass on the games I just mentioned. You make your own decision. I already told you guys what I think is worth getting, and that is it. One last thing I wanted to get into is some little predictions for E3. Now, well, I think the obvious thing is we probably gonna hear something about Assassin's Creed game, a new one, probably coming out sooner than people expect. I think they just were working on it for a while. They just never really said anything about it. Probably some kind of an announcement about a Far Cry game that's not gonna be out till late 2018, and might possibly get delayed to the year after. Now, Skyrim version, like enhanced version for Scorpio, I believe that's a possibility. We are most likely going to hear something about a new Wolfenstein game, Evil Within game. But what I think we're going to probably hear about, I really hope so anyway, maybe not, but I hope so, is some kind of an announcement that work on Halo 6 is at least started. They probably would announce it for 2018 and not release it till 2019. We'll see if that happens, but I really hope that's going to be in there. Now, I don't think Microsoft has Phil Spencer and the whole Xbox team for some reason are doing this whole thing where they downplay the choice of hardware and app play the games, which is a really weird thing to do from a sales perspective because obviously their team, the Xbox team, is lagging behind in games. So why you would want to downplay your hardware and upplay games which you're lag behind in is beyond me. This whole thing, you know, it doesn't matter what plastic you play your games and play the games on the platform that you like and have, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that approach. I think it works against them. I think that there's so much pride in the Xbox community about the Xbox, and it's such a great esports community. There's so much there. I think like they're letting people down a bit with that kind of talk. I think they should be a lot pushing Xbox a lot more. They should be definitely more proud of their platform, and that whole talk about, it doesn't matter what you play your games on. I don't understand where they're going with this, because they are just not winning in the games department. So they're making the one topic where they're losing out, they're making that the focus that everybody talks about. It's, I don't know. I think it's poor decision and poor marketing, poor sales strategy. Especially now that Scorpio is out, they should be screaming about their Xbox brand everywhere. Now, what else? I think that's about it. I think they're happy about the gears. I'm worried. I don't see anything coming out here that will make Xbox stand out too much. I don't think they're getting the message that they need exclusive games for their platform in order to start gaining ground. I don't think they get it. Now, it's nice that they're talking to independents and indie studios. Like, I get the whole point. You get the best bang for your buck. There's very little investment, and it works out or it doesn't. If it doesn't, it's not too much money lost. If it does, it's a huge success. Like, I get all that entire thing, but embracing the community, blah blah blah. But you should be embracing people that are dedicated to your Xbox platform more than you are right now. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they're planning that way. I just think Phil Spencer being a great guy, but I think the whole Xbox hardware sort of idea lost a little momentum at this point. Unless they have something really great they're going to announce there, they're just going to see their Xbox platform fall further and further behind PS4. Um, yeah, I don't see that changing. It kind of irks me because there was a lot of talk from Phil Spencer how they're gonna have a lot more exclusives. Unless something weird is gonna happen, I don't see that happening. Obviously, Wolfenstein is not gonna be an exclusive. Neither is Evil Within or Assassin's Creed or the Skyrim enhanced or whatever thingamajig if it does happen. Now, you can only go so far with Gears of War and Halo, or in Halo Wars. They're great games. It's not what made me buy an Xbox, but it definitely are the games that made me into a big Xbox fan. Yeah, so, once you're there, you really start appreciating these games, but they need more to bring people to the platform. Um, I don't want to keep on ranting. I just don't know where they're going with their strategy. I think what they're doing right now is ill-advised. But hopefully I'm all wrong, and hopefully they're going to announce Halo 6, a bunch of games that are on all platforms that I mentioned, and hopefully another two or three exclusives. But even if they announce them, chances are they're not going to be out this year, which would at least one of them would be nice. But even if they announce a bunch of really cool stuff for 2018, that would be enough. They need big titles. They need to spend some goddamn money. I don't know, buy some companies that make this stuff. I don't know what to do, but they need more. They need more franchises exclusive to Xbox. And what would really make news is if they actually were able to move some of the franchises that are currently on all platforms, or ones that are just on PS4, to Xbox. But I don't see the willingness from them to spend the money that will take. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm all wrong, and hopefully, there's two or three exclusive games being announced that nobody knows about, and the rest of the stuff that we talked about.